one death rapper, I know I can hang. I'm River Run DMC, like Cooper Cool in the gang. Roll to the rock, rock to the roll. DMC stands for devastating like control. You can't touch me with a 10-foot pole, and I even made the devil sell me his soul. Now we crash through walls, come through floors, bust through ceilings, knock down doors.
Makes history with 3 championship fights in one night. Light heavyweight king Daniel Cormier meets interim champ John Jones. Plus, former champions Frankie Edgar and Jose Aldo battle for the interim featherweight title. And Miesha Tate defends her bantamweight belt against dangerous Brazilian Amanda Nunes. UFC 200 at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Tickets on sale Friday at Ticketmaster.com.
What's up, New York? How are you? First of all, I want to thank Madison Square Garden for hosting us here today. And more than that, I want to thank Madison Square Garden for supporting us from day one. All the troubles that we had getting into New York, MSG has been behind us all the way. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. So International Fight Week kicks off July 5th and runs through July 10th, featuring 3 huge events, 4 title fights, 3 champions. Oh, no, we added more champions, more than 3 champions now. Dos Anjos, Joanna Jacek, Miesha Tate, the champ, and the interim champ. There's going to be a 3-day fan expo running Friday through Sunday at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Tickets for the Fan Expo go on sale Friday, April 29th at 12 p.m. UFC Fight Night, Dos Anjos versus Alvarez, Thursday, July 7th. Tickets go on sale for that one Friday, May 6th at 10 a.m., exclusively on Fight Pass. The Ultimate Fighter Finale live on FS1 Friday, July 8th. Tickets on sale for that one Friday, May 6th at 12 p.m. It's headlined by Joanna Jacek versus Claudia Gadelha. And then UFC 200, Saturday, July 9th. Tickets go on sale for that one Friday, April 29th at 10 a.m. Who has the first question? Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good. Question for John and DC. This has been going on for a couple of years now. Usually a rivalry happens, once the fight happens, it's over. What is it about this one that 2 years later, you guys still want to do this and the fans still want to see it?
Well, you know, competitively, I respect what he's done. He beat me, so I do want to fight him again. That's pretty much it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, New York. You guys ready to see DC get his ass whooped again? Oh yeah, we're gonna send him back and send him crying. It's gonna be a good one.
Hey, listen, we all saw your bum ass fighting on Saturday. You show up like that, I'ma beat that ass.
All right.
I saw you struggling with Ovent St. Preux. You show up like that, bum, I'ma whip that ass.
Hey.
I'ma whip that ass, bum.
I'll wait.
You're a bum.
Hey, so I'm a bum. I'm a bum that took your undefeated record.
Yeah, you beat me. But you're a bum. I saw you last week, bum. I watched you.
Hey, DC's grandkids are gonna ask him, so whatever happened with that John Bones Jones guy? Did you ever beat him? What are you gonna say?
You're regurgitating stuff that you used before,
What
bud.
are you gonna
Stop
say?
trying to use shit multiple times. You used that last time. Stop trying to use it more than once.
You never answered the
Bum.
question. You never answered the question.
You're a bum.
You never answered the question.
You're a bum. Wait.
What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say, DC?
What am I gonna say to my kids?
Yeah, when they say, "What, Daddy? Did you ever beat John Bones Jones?"
I'm gonna say, you know what? When I won the belt, I didn't have to. The idiot, he eliminated himself from competition by being an idiot.
Hey,
I'm gonna
listen.
say I didn't have to. He's an idiot.
Hey, so
He's
listen.
an addict. He's a druggie. I didn't have to beat the kid.
Boo, exactly. Hey, give me your
I didn't
address.
have to beat him.
Give me your address. I'm gonna send you some memorabilia to your house so
Hey,
your
you don't
kids
need
can
to
have
send me anything.
real
I'm
champion
good.
material in their house.
You don't have to send me anything. I'm good. I'm good.
I just can't believe you got that belt. This belt is the belt that I won when I fought Shogun. All right. That's the interim belt that you got over
This
there.
is actually not an interim belt. This is one of the ones they gave you last Saturday. This is a replica. It only
that's-
weighs like
that-
5 pounds.
I gave
This
that
is
belt
a
away.
replica. This is not the real
I
belt.
gave that belt away already.
Yeah, that's the one they gave you from the kiosk the other day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. The only bum to ever beat you.
Hey, yeah, you beat me.
Yep, sure did.
All
Whip
right.
that ass.
Hey, wait. People have questions. Hold on.
Had your ass
Go ahead.
crying.
Who's next?
Hey, Dana. George Willis, New York Post. I wanted to ask you and Frankie if you noticed if there was a different vibe in New York City now that MMA has been legalized.
You know what? To be honest with you, the vibe has always been in New York. It just, it was what it was. It's over now. We got it done. And wait till you see the vibe when we come back here in November.
Yeah, this is the rowdiest press conference I've ever seen. So I can feel it. The fans are ready for it. I'd love to fight in MSG, Dana.
Hi, Dana.
Hi.
Nick's Carnivale, Everything Martial Arts. It feels so good not to have to ask you about New York and to actually be here. And I wanted to congratulate you on a terrific 200.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask John. John, DC's confidence has gone sky high because of his last few fights. How do you feel his confidence is right now against you?
You know, DC, let's see here. DC should have a lot of confidence. Outside of me, he's the next best thing. You know what I mean? He can beat these other guys. He can't beat me. DC. I don't believe greatness is a coincidence. And I don't believe DC's great. If he was great, he would have beat Cael Sanderson in college. If he was great, he would have made weight at the Olympics. If he was great, he would have beat me the first time. You know what I mean? I've never lost a fight. So let him be confident. He can beat these other guys all day. He's not beating me.
Hold on. Hey, honey, your mic's not working. Go ahead. Fix that mic, guys. Go ahead. Try it again.
Check, check.
There you go.
All right. So there was a little bit of criticism about your Olympic lifting. Do you agree with that or do you disagree?
I disagree with it. I felt great. If you realize that I had the same pace going the whole fight. I really didn't do too much. I did just enough to win the fight. And, I started off in the fight pretty slow. Every round of the fight was a consistent speed, so there was never an issue with cardio.
Put the mic on again.
I know I'm bogarting.
Go ahead.
Right away, I promise, right after this. Frankie, this next question's for you. Now, it's been a long time since you fought Jose Aldo, and he believes he already understands you and knows a lot about you. What's changed since it's been so many years since you guys last fought?
Yeah, 3 years have passed. I'm a different fighter. He's a different fighter. This time around, I have the momentum. I'm coming on the win streak. Whereas last time it was different. So I feel like I'm just gonna take this momentum to that title.
Dana, Darren Ravel from ESPN.
What's up, buddy?
What's
How are
up? You know what I'm going to ask?
I don't.
How much money are we going to leave on the table with Conor not fighting? and the to follow up that, is there any adjustment in ticket price when the tickets come out tomorrow because Conor's not on the schedule?
Yeah. So, listen, Conor's going to fight again. Conor's going to fight again. He's going to fight at 201, 202, 203, whatever the deal might be. we'll see how this, what's next. But when that plays out, listen, 200 is the fight everybody's been looking forward to for a long time. It is what it is. The show's going to roll on, and Conor will fight again. What was the rest of your question?
Ticket prices when
I honestly don't even know what ticket prices are off the top of my head. I don't know.
But they haven't. You don't think they have not changed because of that? It's not Diaz.
Nothing's
McGregor?
changed. Listen, we're in the fight business, man. Fights fall out and things happen, and we roll on, man. It's the way that it works. And the Conor thing has been crazy, and it is what it is.
Thank you.
Yep. Who has the next question? Hey, Mike.
Question for Miesha. Hey, Miesha, Good Morning America this morning, and a lot of press, a lot of mainstream press after you won the belt. Do you feel like you've arrived at exactly the right time in your career?
Yeah, man, I think everything happens for a reason. I told everybody I was going to beat Holly, and I did. And I'm meant to be here. I'm going to beat Amanda on the 9th. And I'm going to go on. And hopefully after that, we'll see Ronda maybe in Madison Square Garden. That would be great.
You think you're going to beat me. You thinking. We will see.
I'll be more than thinking on the 9th.
I have all the tools to beat you, Miesha. I'm going to show everybody.
Frankie, can you talk about what being a two-division champion would mean to you?
Yeah, being a two-division champion is something I've been trying to do for a while now, since the first time I fought Aldo. July 9th, there's going to be a two-division champion. His name's not going to be Conor McGregor either. All right?
Who has the next question?
Hi, Miesha. Kat Zingano will be fighting that night as well. How much attention are you going to be paying to that fight? Do you think she's next in line?
I won't be paying any attention to it until after my fight's done. But after that, we'll see who wins. I think either one of them makes a great contender. They're both, right in that top rising. So we'll see who wins. But either way, I'm hoping that Ronda's making a comeback before then.
You guys are all, doing your media obligations and champions as well, and you're able to be here, and Conor said that was a big problem. DC, for somebody who works very closely with the media, is a company man, how do you feel about the press obligations that you have to go throughout this fight week? How do you juggle the two?
Well, all the preparation's done at home during training camp, so come fight week, you're just trying to rest and recover. Obviously, we know it's our job. It's part of what comes with the job. We make a lot of money to do this, so when they tell you to get to go do your obligations, you do them. Sometimes you don't want to do it, and in Conor's situation, honestly, he does a lot more than any of us, all of us combined. He does more media than we do. So in that sense, you can I can feel for him a little bit, but this is the big show. This is the one where you got to put everything aside and just go and do what you're supposed to do. So I know he lost. I know he needs to train, and I do sympathize with him, but this is the big show, and it's part of the job.
And being a commentator, you have to be very impartial, and you have to watch things and call things as they are. Mm-hmm. How difficult was that for you watching Jon Jones?
Honestly, man, Jon, when I watch him fight and I do my job, right? I don't have a problem. I really do respect him inside of the octagon. And I said this on Saturday night. I said, it's great to see him back where he belongs fighting. It's also never been an issue what he's done inside of this arena. So I love that. I love watching him compete. So it wasn't hard. And I respect what he did. I'm being honest. But I got a job to do, and I have to be impartial, and I do that.
And my last question is for Jose Aldo. Jose, you were champion for so long. What has it been like? What are some of the positive things about not being a champion, and what are the negative things about, being off from being champion?
Para mim, continuo sendo campeão ainda. É só uma questão de tempo. Eu vou reconquistar, então está muito próximo. Acho que o próximo passo agora é vencer o Frankie Edgar. E assim eu sei que eu estou muito mais perto do cinturão e assim eu vou vencer o campeão da categoria. Eu acho que eu tinha que fazer essa revanche, mas já colocaram o Frankie Edgar, para mim é o próximo passo para mim retomar o cinturão.
Well, in my opinion, I'm still the champ. This is just a setback. I'm going to get my belt back. I'm going to beat Conor. But I think I should have had a rematch, but they put Frankie now, so we're going to fight Frankie first. But we're going to get that belt back.
Hey, Frankie, how do you respond to that, Frankie?
Me and Jose are going for the same thing. We want the interim titles, we'll eventually get to that real title. If Conor ever does come back down and defend it. But I'm ready, man. I'm going to be ready. It's going to be different this time, and I'm walking home with that belt.
Now, we heard what Jon Jones said about having an interim title. How do you feel about that interim word?
It's the number one contender belt. That's what we should call it, really. But I have a feeling that Conor may never come back down to 45, so in turn it'll be the real belt. But maybe we'll have to chase him out. Who knows?
And Dana, back in UFC 100, I know we're still 3 months away from 200, but UFC 100 had a huge, lots of anticipation and a lot of momentum going into it. Do you anticipate the same thing for 200, or do you think maybe it's not as big of a milestone as you wanted it to be?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We expect it to be big, and it will be big. We just added this fight to the card, and we're not done. So we got.
Any questions? Questions, guys? Questions, talk?
John, all personal stuff aside with DC, how would you assess his last two fights? Did you watch them? Did you study those?
Yeah, I thought DC's last two fights were great. They were really good. Great game plan against Johnson. Nice, fought, drawn out war against Gustafsson. He did great. Yeah, I don't question DC's ability to beat everyone else. He'll just never beat me. You know what I mean?
Marissa Rivas with SiriusXM. John, pending all goes well and July 9th you get past Daniel Cormier, what's your plan after that? Thinking about going up to heavyweight anytime soon?
Yeah, I would love to beat up on DC and then face Anthony Johnson at Madison Square Garden.
And a question for Dana. I know a lot of us here in New York had thought that maybe Conor McGregor would be defending his featherweight title here at MSG. Is that still the plan, whether it be Frankie or Jose, that Conor McGregor defends his title here in New York?
I don't know how this thing's going to play out. We'll see. Obviously, we'll find out what happens with these guys at 200, and then we'll go from there.
Hey, DC, did you get to see your son's recital, and how was it?
What's that?
Did you get to see your son's recital, and how was it?
Yesterday when they called me about this on Monday, I told Dave Schaller, the PR guy, I said, well, I can't go. And he was like, why can't you go? I said, well, my son has his spring performance at school today on Wednesday, and I was like, I can't miss it. So anytime you deny the UFC something, the PR department or anyone else, then Dana starts to call. So when Dana started to call, initially I was hesitant to answer because I knew what he was calling for. And when I said, well, I can't miss my son's performance. UFC, man, we work for a great company. They actually sent a camera crew out to my kid's school, and they streamed it to my phone this morning. So I got to watch my boy sing, and he had a solo performance, so it was good. And I appreciate all that the UFC do. So Yeah, I got to watch it. It was great.
Hi, Dana. You know, Ronda was a very brash champion, and Holly was a very quiet champion. How would you describe Miesha as champion?
No, Miesha's great. Miesha's, Miesha does, she does just fine as champion. She's a great representative of the sport. Been around for a long time, been one of the best in the world for a long time. Other than Ronda, she's been the best in the world for, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, I don't know. But yeah, she's awesome. She's great. People love her.
DC, everybody respects your opinion on what's going on with the fighters. Can you talk about the women's divisions right now and what you think is going on?
Yeah, it's very exciting. You have young Jacek and Godelia fighting at the Ultimate Fighter finale. Great fight. Very close fight the first time. Split decision by Joanna. A lot of people thought Claudia won. So I was at Tough Talk last week, and they were on. And, man, the things these women say to each other, they had me glued to the TV. And you guys didn't even get to see all of it. It got pretty bad. Miesha and the change in the division, it's awesome. A lot of times when you have a champion that's as dominant as Ronda, you don't know what to expect in the fight. You're like, how is she gonna win this time? Well, Holly went out and showed that nothing's guaranteed. John, take note. And also, nothing's guaranteed. And also, Miesha going out and beating Holly, and she was behind. She never gave up on herself. If you've watched Miesha fight over her career, you know that there's never a time that she gives up. So it's a very exciting time for the division. It's great.
John, so you had an issue. You talked about how it was difficult for you to change opponents right away. Do you think that will make DC change up his style to throw you off?
What do you mean?
So you've been studying him for months and months.
Ma'am, I'm not changing anything. I'm going right at his ass. I'm not changing nothing. I will tell him right now. Last time I didn't take John down as many times as I wanted to. This time, they're going to say fight. I'm going right over there to take him down. You guys
didn't take me down at all.
I'm going to hold his ass down for 25 minutes. I'm going to take him down and hold him down for 25 minutes.
Sean?
Hey.
Your response to that?
DC's been lying to you guys for a long time now.
I'm lying.
Hey, listen.
I'm lying.
DC told you guys, and I quote, I'll take John Jones down 10 times out of 10 times if I want to take him down.
I said 100.
Right?
Don't quote wrong.
So far, we're 5-0.
You didn't take me down 5 times.
I've taken you down 5 times.
You took me down 3 times.
I've taken. Listen, last time I foot swept you, held my hand on your head like you're my bitch.
Hey, what about when I threw your punk ass down? Hey, John, that is your highlight. I slipped at the end of the round.
Hey, and this guy's supposed to be the Olympian.
I am an Olympian.
Come on, man.
I'm supposed to be an Olympian. Go look in the record books, buddy.
Come on,
I am
DC,
an Olympian.
you suck, bro.
You suck.
You suck. Hey, listen, if you...
John, put on John.
Hey,
John.
You call me a bum. I beat you 4 rounds to 1. It wasn't even close. Okay. Bro, you're not even my toughest opponent. Like, you're chump change.
John, guess what, John? Guess what?
You're chump change.
I got people over here going, it won't happen again.
You chump change,
it
bro.
It won't happen again,
You chump change.
Hey, guess what, John?
You chump change.
John,
you chump
Ovid
change.
St. Preux doesn't go 2 rounds with me.
Hey, you're chump change.
It's
It's easy to say that. It's easy to say that.
Okay.
I'm the bum that took your undefeated record, bro.
Yes, you did. And you made me cry, too, remember?
And I made you cry.
I can't even get through practice without crying. You didn't do anything. I cry in practice.
I made you
son.
cry.
I cry in practice.
Hey, where's Cain Velasquez? This dude's about to cry again.
Hey, I cry. I'm fine.
I think DC needs a hug.
You used already. Stop regurgitating information, young man.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, Dennis, George Willis, again, New York Post. I wanted to clarify whether you have spoken to Conor in the last couple of days and maybe get a clarification on why he thought he was back in UFC 200.
I haven't spoke to Conor since the press conference.
Hey, John. Another great performance by Demetrius Johnson. He also faced an Olympic wrestler. Can you give us your assessment of Demetrius's fight and how you feel about DC as a wrestler as well?
The reason why I believe Demetrius beat Henry so well is because Cejudo so well. Yeah, it's because it's the same situation with me and DC. I'm a complete martial artist versus a wrestler. You know what I mean? So DC's a wrestler who's learned how to punch. I'm a complete martial artist. Same thing with Demetrius Johnson. Complete martial artist versus a wrestler who learned how to punch.
Hey,
This
DC,
isn't a wrestling match.
DC, can you want to respond to that, DC?
Yeah, well, honestly, the last guy I fought, nobody's heard from him before, and I didn't take him down. Like, where's he at? Where's the last guy I fought? Has he retired? Where's Gustafsson? I didn't take him down the whole time. The moment Gustafsson walked out of the octagon with him, he was calling for a rematch. He's never asked to fight me again. When I get my hands on this guy, watch, you'll see a difference.
How many times did Gustafsson take you down, a kickboxer?
Hey, guess what? Gustafsson can take me down.
Three
can take down.
times?
Hey, takedowns to me, honestly, I realized after you took me down, I was like, you know, they don't matter. They don't really do anything when they take me down. I go forward, I pressure you guys, and this time...
You pressured me and got that ass whooped.
No, actually, John, you didn't do anything.
Oh, yes, I did.
Hey,
I made you cry.
Alexander Gustafsson
I had you crying.
Hey, Gustafsson beat me up.
I had
much
you
worse than
crying.
You did.
I had you crying.
Question for Frankie, Edgar. Frankie, arguably George St. Pierre, yourself, and a couple other guys that weren't Olympic wrestlers are some of the best MMA wrestlers out there, better transitions, best transitions. How do you respond to having, this talk about Olympic wrestling versus MMA?
They're different sports, I think, setups are different, timing's all different, some wrestlers come into MMA and kill it, some have a problem making that transition, I think it's case by case.
And I would just say the same question for Miesha, since you're also a pretty good wrestler.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, thank you guys. To answer the question, the stance is one of the biggest things that I think is really different, and you get to punch people, so that's an entirely different setup. You got people real low to the ground in wrestling. You got people standing tall in MMA, and you can use striking as a setup. So it does translate, honestly, completely different, but it helps to have wrestled.
Question for Frankie. A lot of fans think that not only can you be a 2-division champion, but a 3-division champion. If given the opportunity to drop down to 135 and fight Dominic Cruz, would you take it?
Yeah, I don't want to get ahead of myself quite yet. I know it seems like whatever weight class I go, people are telling me to go to the lower one. Yeah, I want to make sure I get this 45-pound belt first, and then who knows? We'll see. It's gonna be tough to pass that up to be a possible 3-division champion.
Amanda, in your eyes, what makes Miesha Tate beatable?
I think Miesha, as a fighter, she have a lot of holes in her game, Stand up, ground game. I have all the tools to beat Miesha, and I'm gonna show you guys. She beatable. She have all the, I take my time, I'm gonna beat Miesha, whatever. Stand up, ground game, and we wait. 200 is coming.
John, it looks like you're more loved now than before you left. Do you find that that's the case?
Yeah, I definitely feel a lot of support. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys, for sure.
Welcome to New York. Let's take the mic to some of the fans here. Raise your hand, you lunatics. Oh, wait, media. Hold on.
José Aldo, o vez passado você luta com o Frankie Edgar e foi 5 rounds. O que você acha que a luta vai passar essa vez? Porque você perdeu para o Conor McGregor muito rápido e ele está muito fome. O que você acha que a luta vai começar essa vez?
Last time you fought Frankie, the fight went off for 5 rounds, and you lost to Conor pretty quickly. So what do you think is going to happen now? Because he's very hungry and he wants to win.
Então, acho que aconteceu com minha última luta, isso acontece 100 anos. Isso para esse cometa Halley passar de novo, muito difícil de você ver. Eu acho que a luta é uma nova luta, acho que aquela luta que ficou para trás já. A gente vai escrever uma nova história. Tanto eu quanto ele, a gente está faminto, querendo esse cinturão, então pode ter certeza que o show não se arrepender, que vai ser a melhor luta da noite.
That was a rare occurrence. It's like the Comet Halley passing. It only happens once every 100 years. You guys can rest assured I'm very hungry, just like Frankie is. We're going to give you guys the best fight of that night.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I have a question for John. The last fight, you said that you showed only 20% of what you can. What do we have to expect from the next fight?
Yeah, so
yeah.
so my last fight, you know,
I'm a big fan of you, honestly, really.
Say it again?
I'm a big fan of you.
Oh, thank you
Yeah,
so much, man. Where are you from?
I'm from Russia.
Russia, nice. Spasibo.
Uzbekistan.
Yes. So in my last fight, you know, I had a lot of stuff stacked up against me, man. You know, a lot of you guys don't really realize what's been going on in my personal life. You know, my mom is in a real bad position. She's really losing a fight to diabetes right now. She got her leg cut off the same week of my fight. So that really messed with me a lot. You know, I was in jail the same month of my fight. Just going through a lot of stuff, man. I hadn't fought in over 15 months. And, you know, everybody's talking about my performance being so bad. I got punched twice. I won by unanimous decision. So it's like, you know, if that's a bad performance, then look at the level that, you know, people expect from me. It's really not a bad problem to have. You know what I mean? So, you know, I went out there. I didn't feel comfortable in the octagon, and I still absolutely dominated that fight. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, you know, I believe everything happens for a reason. You know, I got that ring rust off of me, and I got right back to the strategy and the game plan that I originally had. I believe I'm going to annihilate DC. You know what I mean? So far, it's all I've ever done to pretty much every opponent. Alexander Gustafsson is the only person that had a competitive fight with me. So when I sit here and tell you I'm going to annihilate DC, you know, the people who don't believe me, just wait and see. You know what I mean? So yeah, expect to see a hell of a lot more out of me this next fight. You know, I have a strong strategy for DC. I listened to him commentate my fight, and I got to hear all the things he thinks he know about me, and I'm just like, you guys will see. And new, absolutely.
This question's for Frankie. Frankie, you're one of the toughest 145-pounders in the history of the 45-pound division. You have some of the best wrestling as well as some of the best submission. You're a black belt under Renzo Gracie. Do you feel like Conor McGregor is running from you, considering you have the worst style for him?
I mean, he's conveniently not. We're conveniently not fighting every time out. Every time it comes up, we conveniently not fight. I don't know if he's scared of me, but he may be scared of the result. I think we're all fighters. We're not scared of anybody, but I think he's scared of what could happen. I think at 170, he doesn't have as much to lose. You know, he loses there, he still can go down to 55, still go down to 45. I think he knew it was at risk of possibly losing the belt at 45 to me.
This question's for DC. This is Devon here, right? You took a lot of damage in your last fight from Gustafsson, and you hurt your leg or whatnot. Do you think that's going to play a role in your next loss against John? Can't hear you.
Nicely done. Nicely done, my man.
And if so, explain in detail.
So the last fight actually did more good than bad. You know, I really needed to experience that. I never experienced it. You know, even in the fight that I lost, I never got cut up and beat up like that and felt the exhaustion. I thought when John and I was fighting, I got very tired from the body damage that he gave me. But I didn't realize it until I was getting just taken down and kneed by Alexander and elbowed and everything cut up by Alexander, that there was a whole different level of tiredness. So I think it actually benefited me more to learn. The leg injury, that was something very freak. You know what I mean? That could be just that I'm getting old. It's not supposed to happen. No, I'm 37 now, so maybe that's just things that come with age, but I'm fine, man. Trust me, like there's no hesitancy. I'd fight this guy every day of the week if they gave me the opportunity. It's not an issue.
Question for Dana. Now that Conor's out, are you finding a fighter for Nate Diaz, or he's out as well?
Yeah, so I've been on the road all this week so far, but yeah, we're going to offer him some fights and see what he wants to do. I mean, it sounded like he wants Conor and only Conor at the press conference, but we gave him the opportunity to come. You know, he was there, he flew in, gave him the opportunity to come, and I didn't want to, you know, rip him off of the opportunity to fight in 200 if that's what he wanted. So we'll see what happens.
Another question for John Jones. How was your performance in your last fight? Because I wasn't really, like, impressed since your last fight? I mean, I'm not saying anything. You know, your last fight with DC, you did better. Watching your fight recently, you were slower, and I seen you. Who said that? What's up, boy?
I literally,
What's up,
you guys
boy?
beat me to it.
Let's get it.
I literally
you know?
just explained this.
It's just
Somebody boo that man.
It's not your turn yet. Sit your ass down.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers. First of all, I want to applaud everybody on the stage, everybody that's part of UFC, that you guys fight and actually entertain us. It's a beautiful sport. I have a lot of honor for you guys. I'm a fan of everyone, including Dana. You have done no wrong promotion-wise. So with all due respect, I'm going to ask you a question. You might just knock it off. You might not answer it. Do you think you preventing Conor from fighting at 200, in your honest opinion, was a ploy to save his brand because he was going to get beat again?
I didn't hear it. Was a what?
Was a ploy to save Conor's brand because he was going to get beat again.
Okay.
With all due respect, like I said before.
Well, first of all, I didn't prevent Conor from fighting in UFC 200. I did not. Everybody, if you looked at the press conference, Joanna Jędrzejczyk flew in from Poland. Claudia came in from Brazil. He flew in from Brazil and then came here. I mean, people came in from all over the world. Frankie's just getting home and hasn't seen his family. This is what we do. This is how it works. I didn't prevent him from fighting in UFC 200. He knew what the deal was. I told him what the deal was, and he opted to do that. And no, I'm not. Listen, I've said it a million times. Conor asked to fight Nate Diaz. Conor wants to fight Nate Diaz. Conor and I know, if we're in Brazil, we got Brazil guys. If we're in New York, we got New York guys. Conor doesn't back down from fights, man. Conor, one of the things that's made Conor popular and as big as he is this dude wants to fight. This guy comes to fight, and he comes out guns a-blazing. Conor is fun. Conor is a stud. Conor is, I have a lot of respect for Conor. Conor and I just had, you have to show up and do the PR. You have to do it, and I will, and that wasn't a setup today when he said, he wanted to see his kids' performance, and believe me, I understand that. I have kids too, and I respect that. So we streamed it live to him so he could watch his kid perform. There were things that Conor needed. I was willing to make sure that Conor would have the things that he needed when he landed in Las Vegas, when he came to New York, or wherever else we went. We don't just say, this isn't just, hey, you have to do this. I will bend and I will do things to make it, to make it work for these guys and girls. And Conor didn't do it. That's the truth, the whole truth, and that's the way it is.
All right. I got a question for Jon Jones. I'm a big fan and all, but how are you going to feel when DC spanks you at UFC 200? How is it going to feel?
How will you feel? Next question.
This question's for Frankie.
We're gonna take two more, so make it good, sir. What do you got?
This question's for Frankie. Frankie, I know you've lost a couple really close decisions in your career. Does that change the way you're going to approach this fight, like trying to go for the finish?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been trying to get the finish more and more. It's just obviously not that easy, but fighting the top caliber guys like I do. But I stopped 3 of the last 5, and that's the plan. I want to go in there and stop Aldo and not go to the judges this time around.
Last question right here. Go ahead, sir. What do you got?
What's going on, John? Don't worry, I'm not a hater like these guys over here.
Good to hear.
Since your last fight, how do you feel coming in? You think you got rid of the cage rust?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm really grateful for that last fight. After the fight, I sat there in the octagon and I was so critical of my performance. Then I went home and watched it, and I realized really the guy punched me twice in 25 minutes. That was it. He never landed anything. He didn't hurt me. 2 punches in 25 minutes, and I'm sitting here, I have such a high expectation of myself. I'm beating myself up over a fight where I clearly, dominated the fight. So I feel really good about the fight. I feel as if, some fights you want to be really, really impressive, and you really want to do these, awesome moves for the fans. But that fight was a smart fight. I fought really smart. I stayed out of his, you know what I mean? Really smart. And now I'm here today with no injuries, getting ready to turn around and fight for you guys at UFC 200. So that was a win. That was a win in every way. I'm really grateful for that fight. There's different levels to being a high level fighter. Sometimes the mature move. The fans were booing in the arena wanting to see a knockout. But I did the mature move. I fought real smooth. Especially 15 months off. I got punched only twice. So I think that was an extraordinary performance when I look back on it. And you guys will see the real can of whoop ass when I do what I was planning on doing against DC.
DC, I feel bad for you, DC.
You should, buddy. You should.
So let me tell you what. It's always fun in New York, man. We appreciate you guys. I know it's the middle of the week. You all came out here this afternoon. Thank you very much. If we don't see you at UFC 200, we will see you in November, New York. Thank you. And thank you, Madison Square Garden. We appreciate you.
History.
May 29th, two undefeated UFC warriors go head-to-head as 21-0 striker Thomas Almeida takes on fellow knockout artist Cody No Love Garbrandt. Plus, former bantamweight champion Renan Barão moves up to face Jeremy Stephens in a featherweight showdown. Live in Las Vegas this Memorial Day weekend. UFC Fight Night, Almeida versus Garbrandt from Mandalay Bay. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
The UFC is coming to Ottawa June 18th at TD Place Arena with an epic event headlined by Canadian Rory MacDonald. After his Fight of the Year performance against Robbie Lawler, number 1 ranked MacDonald now faces number 2 Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Plus, fan favorite Cowboy Cerrone takes on Montreal's Patrick Cote in a second thrilling welterweight bout. Tickets on sale now at capitaltickets.ca.